Sir.
Fine.
Yes,
So the
sir.
subject is, yes, we can start. Subject is medical virology and mycology, and subject code is
Yes, sir.
BMLS 4005. Yes. So let us coming to the hepatitis B virus, students. Now listen, very, very important about hepatitis B. We already know that it will cause liver infection. So I'm just skipping the normal things. Okay. It has two types of antigens, DN particle and Australia antigen. Both are same. Australia antigen or DN particle are both are same versions of the virus, okay, with different sizes. So the DN particle is 22 nanometers, whereas Australia antigen is around 42 nanometers, okay. Then I'm just keeping the genes part of this virus. Uh, the, uh, there are few genes that involving to code certain proteins of the virus. Okay, the core genes will code the core proteins. Surface genes will code the surface proteins, whereas the envelope genes will code the envelope proteins. So we are not bothering about genes here. Rather than let us directly fix on the proteins that involving in this virus. So there are three important core proteins that we have. Not core proteins. Three important proteins we have. uh, Usually proteins are denoted as antigens in viruses. So we have three important antigens in hepatitis B virus. So the three important antigens are hepatitis E antigen, which is envelope antigen, hepatitis S antigen, which is a surface antigen, and hepatitis C antigen, core antigen. Okay. So C stands for core antigen, surface antigen, and envelope antigen. So these three antigens contains to the hepatitis virus. Along with it has a DNA polymerase enzyme in the nuclear capsid of the virus. So on the surface we have surface antigen, then in the core we have core antigen, and in the envelope we have envelope antigen. Okay. Now other things like size is around 22 to 42 nanometers. Shape is spherical. Symmetry icosahedral symmetry of the nuclear capsid. Genome is a double-stranded DNA. Envelope is present to this virus, and it has three important viral proteins that include surface antigen, core antigen, and envelope antigen. Now listen to me very carefully. Presence of envelope antigen is highly infectious. If we find envelope antigen, if we detect envelope antigen in the patient sample, that indicates the patient is highly infectious in nature. Just inhaling his breath can also result in acquiring infection. It is like a nuclear bomb. So if we detect hepatitis E antigen in the patient blood sample, better first isolate that patient. Better ensure that patient is not contacting with anyone because he is a super carrier. The patient with hepatitis E, okay, hepatitis B envelope antigen is highly infectious and he is noted as a super carrier. He will spread the infection like hell in the community. He's a super spreader. Okay, that is why envelope antigen possessing individuals are highly infectious. Hence, they are called as super carriers. Okay, then some patients will have only surface antigen in the body. Such patients are uh, denoted as simple carriers. So simple carriers will have surface antigen in their blood, whereas super carriers will have envelope antigen in their blood. Along with surface antigen, super carriers will have envelope antigen, whereas the normal carriers they will have only surface antigen in their blood. Apart from the surface and uh, envelope antigen, we also have core antigen of the virus. Okay, so usually core antigen HBC antigen is seen in all types of hepatitis infection. So in all types of hepatitis infection, we can see this core antigen, whereas presence of envelope antigen indicates super carriers, whereas presence of surface antigen indicates simple carriers. Okay. Now, whenever the virus entered into our body won't sit quietly. Our body will try to uh, fight against the virus. Our body will respond to the virus and our immune system will start synthesizing antibodies directing towards the virus. So let us see a typical pathogenesis of this virus. What happens once the virus entered into our body and how our body responded to the virus. What type of antibodies the body produced in order to contain the virus. So let us see production of antibodies and the types of antigens present in the body. So let us see the pathogenesis of hepatitis B virus. Okay, so Let me take one graph here. Okay, so let me take a white page and let me take a highlighter. Okay, now students, listen to me. I will break down this lecture into three parts. So first one is I have blood. Okay, so this is a blood and this is hepatitis virus. So this is hepatitis virus. Now, um, virus can be stated as an antigen. Virus can be stated as an antigen, whereas now the body will prepare antibodies against the virus. Body will prepare antibodies against the virus. So I would like to draw a graph. Okay, I would like to draw a graph, or how can I do it? I need three sessions. How to split this screen into three? Let me try like this. Okay. Hmm. Okay, so here the scenario is going on, and in these two boxes, I will show you what happening. So first, in these two boxes, I will keep antigens. I need three boxes actually. Antigens, and here I can keep antibodies. Mm, I was just wondering how to explain this topic to you. Just a second. If I have a very big board, it would have been nice. Let me try like this. Okay, students. Um, Listen. So we have our blood and virus entered into the body. Okay, virus entered into body. So first antigen that we may experience will be surface antigen. So first surface antigen will get intact with the body. Okay, hepatitis surface antigen will be released into the blood. Then now this virus will uncoat itself. Upon getting inside the body, virus will uncoat, resulting in release of envelope antigen also. So both envelope antigen and surface antigen released into the body. So virus is in contact with the blood, and that is why first contact resulted in surface antigen production. After that, virus penetrated into the cell, resulting in release of envelope antigen into the blood. After this, the virus will also release core antigen in the blood. Okay, core antigen in the blood. So presence of envelope antigen, these people are highly infectious. Hence, they are termed as a super carriers. They are highly contagious and they will infect people like hell. So that is why these individuals are called super carriers. And in the patient sample where we can see surface antigen, they are simple carriers. Simple carriers. Okay. Now, uh, in an acute infection, in an acute hepatitis infection, we can able to find both surface antigen and envelope antigen in the blood. In an acute infection, we can able to find both surface antigen and envelope antigen in the blood along with core antigen. Now, once the viral antigens released into the body, our body will start synthesizing antibodies against the virus. Now our body will produce antibodies against the virus. Now, our body has a very clever strategy to kill the virus. See, for example, if this is the hepatitis, on the outside we have surface antigen, then in the middle we have envelope antigen, and in the inside we have core antigen, right? So this is envelope and core antigen. Now tell me students, which antibodies will be produced first? Are they surface antibodies, or are they envelope antibodies, or are they core antibodies?
Surface antibody.
Huh?
Surface antibody.
Surface antibodies, right? Now listen, our body has a very good mechanism of killing virus from inside out. So first our immune system will develop core antibodies. First immune system will develop core antibodies, followed by envelope antibodies, followed by surface antibodies. The reason is, even if we even if this immune system, let us try with the surface antibodies. Okay, surface antibodies came and they coated the virus. They are just neutralizing the virus, but some of the viral particles may already uncoated the material. Some of the virus may already released envelope antigens and core antigens into the circulation. That is why body, our immune system first prepares envelope antibodies and core antibodies in the beginning stage of the infection. Only after, the reason is, if we target envelope and core antibodies, first of all, virus cannot replicate. So we are destroying virus inside out. So we are not giving any chance for the viral core and envelope antigens to develop. So that's why our immune system will attack the virus from inside out. Okay. So if this is the case, first let us see. Now, any antibody, students, antibodies are produced by plasma cells, or they are also called B cells. Okay. The first produced cells, the first produced antibodies are always IgM in nature. The first produced antibodies will be always IgM in type. Okay. First produced antibodies will be IgM, but IgM has a problem. IgM has a greater surface area, but their lifespan, half-life, is only 5 to 6 days. Within 5 days, these IgM antibodies will be diminished. These IgM antibodies will be dissolved in the circulation. So IgM antibodies are not sufficient to give uh, a, a long time immunity, because IgM antibodies are temporary in nature. And why our body prepared IgM antibodies? Because IgM antibodies is pentavalent. That means they have 5 binding sites. So this IgM antibodies will try to capture as many viruses as they can, but they will dissolve. So IgM antibodies are temporary in nature. They have high capturing power with a less strength, high sensitivity, less strength. That is why, in order to have a permanent immunity, in order to permanently catch the virus very firmly, our body will take some time to produce better antibodies. The antibodies that have high half-life, the antibodies that can able to give lifelong immunity. In order to synthesize uh, these antibodies, our body requires at least 1 month, at least some 2 to 3 weeks for production of this strong antibodies. Meanwhile, our body will produce within 5 days, it will produce IgM antibodies. After IgM antibodies, body will take some time and it will prepare IgG antibodies. IgG antibodies are these strong antibodies that will give lifelong protection to the body. Lifelong protection is given by IgG type antibodies. Okay, so first 5 days IgM will be there in the circulation, followed by within 1 month our body will prepare IgG antibodies. IgG antibodies. Presence of IgG antibodies in the circulation indicates the patient has been recovered from the infection. So if we find IgG antibodies in the circulation, means that indicates it's a safe side. Patient don't have any problem. That means his immune system successfully killed the virus. So IgG antibodies is always a safe thing. So presence of IgG antibodies indicates patient has been recovered from the past infection. Okay, so this is the significance of IgG antibodies. So now let us see what type of antibodies our body will prepare first. So in the acute infection, in the acute hepatitis infection, okay, 1 second, students. Core antibodies. Uh, in the acute infection, first we can able to see core antibodies. Okay, core antibodies will be seen in the acute infection. So when I'm drawing Y, that indicates antibody. Okay, in the acute infection, we can able to see core antibodies in the circulation. Okay, and what type of core antibodies? IgM type core antibodies. IgM type core antibodies are seen in acute infection. And also what type of antigens we can see? We can able to see surface antigen and envelope antigen. In acute infection, we will find surface antigen and envelope antigen, whereas in the antibodies, we will find core antibodies. IgM core antibodies will be seen in acute infection. Is it clear? In acute infection, these two antigens we can detect, whereas antibodies are core antibodies can be detected. In the acute infection, in the starting stage of infection, we will see surface and core antigens, whereas in the antibody side, we can able to find core IgM antibodies. These are the markers present in the acute infection of the hepatitis. Okay, then now I will tell one interesting thing. I would like to draw a graph like this, students. Let me plot a table, then you will understand. This actually I want this table. This table interpretation is very important. Okay, see here. First, we got a acute hepatitis infection. In acute hepatitis infection, we got surface antigen and envelope antigen in the circulation because viral surface antigen and envelope antigen present. Whereas, can our body produce surface antibodies in the beginning itself? In the acute infection, can our body produce
No, sir.
surface antibodies? No, it's not possible. And envelope
No,
antibodies
no.
also not possible. So that is why both surface antibodies and envelope antibodies are not there. But can my body produce core IgM antibodies in acute infection? It's possible.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So
Yes, sir.
that is why core IgM core antibodies will be positive, and IgG core IgG antibodies are not yet developed. So this will be the markers. This will be the pattern of report when we are checking in case of acute hepatitis infection. In acute hepatitis infection, we can see like this. 1 second, students. I would like to uh, I don't want to see you these things. Hmm. Okay. Now let us see chronic infection. So in case of chronic infection, what is the meaning of chronic infection? Virus entered into our body and our body prevented viral attack. It developed antibodies, but some of the virus reactivated after 20 years or 30 years. Our own virus has reactivated. Virus present in our body reactivated and it is again releasing antibodies. So what will be the pattern of antigens antibodies in the blood in case of reactivation? In case of chronic infection or late infection, obviously we can find surface antigen and envelope antigen, and still there is no surface and envelope antibodies in the circulation. But chronic infection individuals will show IgG core antibodies. They will show IgG core antibodies. Then you may ask me a question, sir, already virus present in the body for past 20 years. In this past 20 years, there must be presence of surface antibodies. Surface antibodies will produce in the last. Presence of surface antibodies is safe, right? Patient has been recovered from the infection. That means for past 20 years, the patient has been recovered. If patient recovered, that indicates patient must have surface antibodies. But why in late infection there is no surface antibodies? That is the reason actually. Maybe his immune system weakened. Maybe his surface antibodies, his strong surface antibodies may diminished due to some ongoing infection, due to some cancer therapy, due to some other factors. Maybe his immune system collapsed. That is why his surface antibodies has been diminished from the circulation. Because of collapse of this surface antibodies, now the virus has been reactivated. Now the virus has been reactivated and it is showing the symptoms. That is why, since it is not a new viral infection, we didn't find M type core antibodies, rather than we saw G type core antibodies. But G type core antibodies won't give protection against the hepatitis. G type core antibodies just as a sign, as a visual clue for us to understand that the patient has a past infection. So past past reactivated infection. Okay, I'm saying again, late or chronic infection. past he has an infection and he again got infection currently. So such latent chronic infection individuals will exhibit the presence of IgG core antibodies in the circulation. Okay. So in the late infection and chronic infection, patients will show both surface antigen and envelope antigen, but there is no surface antibodies. Both IgM and IgE type antibodies are not there. The reason is immune system has been collapsed. That's why his surface antigens are not there. Okay. Then coming to the core antigen, IgG type core antigen present in chronic infection. So this is the pattern of markers present in these things. Okay, in case of chronic infection. Then coming to simple carrier. Simple carriers mean, as I stated, simple carriers will have only surface antigen, but they don't have any envelope antigen. So absence of envelope antigen in the blood indicates simple carriers. Then let us see his antibodies. So in simple carriers, they will have IgG core antibodies. So IgG core antibodies will present in simple carriers, but they don't have uh, S and E antibodies because it's a recent infection. Since it is a recent infection in simple carriers, they won't find any surface antibodies. Okay, so this is the pattern in simple carriers. Then coming to the supercarrier. Supercarrier, I already stated to you. In supercarrier, we can able to see surface antigen and core antigen. So presence of both surface antigen, core antigen indicates he is a supercarrier. And supercarrier also possess G antibodies. Listen to me. Acute infection will have M antibody, core M antibody, whereas chronic infection they will have G antibodies. And the problem is with this supercarriers only. Supercarrier, why they are called carriers? Because they are not showing viral symptoms. They looks like they are healthy individuals. They looks perfectly fine, but they have virus. They are shedding virus. They have infection, but they don't know that thing. So that is why always carriers will have core G type antibodies. Carriers will always have. Carriers means chronic infected patients. Okay, chronic infected patients, but they don't know that they have infection. So in carriers, they will find core antibodies. Core G antibodies can be seen in carriers. Okay, super carriers will have both S antigen and envelope antigen, whereas simple carriers will have only surface antigen. Okay, and acute infection can be identified by presence of M antibodies in the circulation. M and core M antibodies indicates acute infection. Okay, and presence of G antibodies indicates chronic infection, prolonged infection in the patient. So this is first four are clear. Then past infection. Okay, patient got infection and he recovered. Once upon a time, maybe some 10 years ago, patient has infection, but he recovered. Then what will be the markers in the past infection individual? In past infection, since currently they don't have any infection, their surface antigen and envelope antigen are absent. That means virus already died. There is no more presence of virus in the body. But our body will have the memories of the virus. Our body will have the antibodies of that virus. In our body, we can able to identify surface antibodies. See, presence of surface antibodies indicates he has a past infection and he recovered from the infection. And also he has a envelope antibodies. That also indicates a past infection. And he also have G type antibodies. So all surface, envelope and G antibodies present in the body, core G antibodies. So presence of these three antibodies indicates the patient is safe and he has been successfully recovered from a past infection. Okay, that is why he has this pattern. Then the last and the final pattern is the last one. This last one is really interesting pattern. You just see this pattern, students. In this patient, he don't have surface antigen, he don't have envelope antigen, but he has surface antibodies. Okay, if he has surface antibodies, that indicates he must have a past infection. Presence of surface antibodies means he may have past infection. If he may have past infection means definitely he must have core and envelope antibodies. But he don't have core antibodies and envelope antibodies. He don't shown any envelope antibodies and core antibodies also. How is this possible? How can a patient have S antibodies without even exposing to the virus? Because there is no envelope and core antibodies. That indicates he didn't get virus into the body. If virus didn't enter into his body, then how he has this surface antibodies? How is it possible? How a patient developed specific hepatitis surface antibodies even without getting infected by the virus? In what case we can able to find these markers? Did you got my point, students? Do you understood my question? There is
Yes, sir.
there is no envelope antibodies and core antibodies. But how he got surface antibodies? If he has surface antibodies means definitely he must have core and envelope antibodies. How this mysterious report came? What is the reason for this pattern? I will tell you the reason. The reason is this particular individual, he took hepatitis vaccine. You know, in the vaccine, we will give only, it's a subunit vaccine. That means rather than giving complete virus as a vaccine candidate, here we given only a protein of the virus. What protein? Surface protein. So this patient is a vaccinated patient. He got hepatitis vaccine, hepatitis surface vaccine. Keep in mind, all hepatitis vaccine we are giving is a surface antigen only. We are giving surface antigen um, as a vaccine candidate. Okay, that is why this patient developed surface antibodies even though he didn't get any infection. So this is due to vaccine effect. Due to vaccine, he got surface antibodies, and these surface antibodies will protect him from the actual virus. Now, how this surface antibodies protects from actual virus means, whenever the virus entered into body, the first thing that our body encounters is surface antigen only, because virus outer side it has surface antigen. So whenever surface antigen enters into body, our we have a very powerful, not M type, we have G type powerful surface antibodies, and they will kill it. Immediately they will capture the virus and they will kill right in the entry of virus. That is why we have seen presence of only G antibodies in the patient who has vaccinated, who is vaccinated. So how we came to know all these markers? We came to know these markers by rapid test. In rapid hepatitis test, we will go with detection of these antigens in the body. We will go, it is a simple paper. Okay, I will show you here. So the rapid test for hepatitis will be like this only. So it will have a simple strip, and in this strip, they will keep antigens actually. So they will keep three antigens: hepatitis B surface antigen, hepatitis B core antigen, and hepatitis B envelope antigen. Okay, and they will also keep three more indicating the antibodies. See here. So now this rapid hepatitis um, test card, this rapid hepatitis immunochromatography or lateral flow, everything same, okay? Rapid diagnostic kit or immunochromatographic technique or what is this? Lateral flow test. These three are same. So in this test card, what they will do is they will keep the following parameters. They will keep a surface antigen, envelope antigen, and core antigen. Along with they will also keep um, surface antibodies, core antibodies, and envelope antibodies. So with just addition of a single drop of blood, we can able to detect all the antibodies and antibody antigens and antibodies in the patient blood. So with a just one rapid test, we can able to precisely understand the condition of the patient. Is he previously infected? Is he acute infection? Is he has chronic infection? Is he a silent carrier or is he a super carrier? So all these 5 data we can able to get with a simple rapid test. So all we need to do is to interpret the test. For example, upon doing this rapid test, okay, for example, I will give you one test. Listen, let me close this one. Hmm. Uh, in this test, I got a surface antigen positive. Listen to me carefully. I got surface antigen positive, envelope antigen positive, and I got IgG, core IgG positive. But there is no envelope pen. Okay, it will be tough for me. Let me do one thing. Hmm. 1 second, students. Let me take one more table. 1 second. Let me do like this. Okay. Mm, Insert this one. This one. Okay. Okay. And I will also take. Hmm. Okay, students. Now what I can do? Yeah. It's a challenging thing to teach in online actually. Ah, Now tell me, students. Let me start with this one, simple carrier. Ah, Tell me the pattern of a lab test in super carriers. Okay, let us go
Sir,
live.
super carriers.
Sorry, simple carriers. Let us. Can you able to see this one, my PPT? Can you see this PPT, right? You
Yes,
can see
sir.
that.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
what will be inside simple carrier? HBS antigen. What will be the status of HBS antigen?
Positive.
HB.
Sir,
Yes,
simple carriers only have surface antigen.
very good. What about envelope antigen?
Sir, envelope
Absent.
antigen is
Negative.
negative, not present.
No, very good. Then, okay, carriers we are saying. That means they may have. What about S antibody? S antibody.
Negative.
Negative. Very good. Because if they have S antibody, they may not be a carrier. They're already immunized, right? Yes, very good. Then
Yes,
envelope
sir.
antibody. Envelope antibody.
Negative.
Sir,
Negative.
negative.
Very good. Then core M antibody.
Sir,
Negative.
negative.
Negative. Because they are not acute infection. Very good, students. Then G antibody.
Sir, positive.
Very good. Very good. Let us try with the other one.
Positive.
Why? Who is that? G is positive. Very good. Then tell me about late infection, students. What will be the pattern of these antigens in late infection? Or okay, early infection. In early infection, what will be the pattern? Acute infection.
Sir, surface antigen and envelope
Uh,
antigen are present in this.
Annual surface and envelope antigen present. Very good. Then what about surface antibody and envelope antibody?
Positive.
Sir, absent,
Uh,
absent, absent.
Sir,
Absent
both
of.
are negative.
Wait. What about IgM in acute infection?
IgM
IgM.
will be present.
What about G?
Negative.
Sir, G negative.
See, perfect. So now you can able to interpret the table, right? This hepatitis interpretation, right? Okay, let us try with one more phase of the infection. Maybe let us try with mm, uh, past infection, students. Past infection. What will be the pattern in past infection? Tell me. That means past infection means he recovered. He is not active.
Sir,
He is not late.
no antigens are present.
Very good. There is no antigens in this patient. Very good.
Sir, but surface and
And
envelope
both
antibodies are present.
and envelope
Surface and
body will
envelope
be present.
antibodies will be present. Very good. And what about IgM core antibodies?
Sir, IgG core antibody is present.
Very good.
IgG core
IgG will
antibody
present.
present.
IgM is not because
Negative
IgM is a
IgG.
um, early antibodies and they will be diminished and they will be converted to IgG. Very good. In case of past infection, the pattern will be like this. Perfect. And last and final, and we can wind up. Vaccination. What will be the pattern in vaccination, students?
Only surface
Only
antibody.
surface antibody present. Surface
Very good.
antibody are
Only
only present.
Antibody.
surface
Surface
antibodies will
antibody
be
present.
present. The reason is he took the surface antigen as a vaccine candidate. Okay, good. Um, Last and final, let us try with supercarrier. What will be the pattern in supercarrier?
Sir, in supercarrier, both surface and envelope antigen is present with IgG core antibody.
With IgG core antibody. Very good, students. With IgG core antibody. So now you become experts in diagnosis of hepatitis. So no matter whatever card test you are performing, by seeing the results, you can able to interpret the stage of the infection, right? Right? Let us,
Yes, sir.
yes. Now let us try with some Google images, okay? Google positive images, and let us try to interpret actual patient cards. I'm just sharing my Chrome, just a second. I don't know whether I'm recording this session or not. It's recording, don't worry. See, this rapid diagnosis will be really interesting if you're understanding the concept. Okay. Hepatitis card test results. Hepatitis B card test interpretations. Interpretations. I can go to Google Images actually directly. See, as I said, this hepatitis card will have all these antigens. Okay, he has a surface antigen, then surface antibody, envelope antibody, and core antibody. And I want results of this card test. I need some results. User card. I want user card of this one. I am not getting any such thing. Everyone giving tables only. Alright. Sure. I think only in real labs we will get this image of students. What to do? Copy. Let me take this in here. interpretation of hepatitis. Tell me, students, now. Watch this table properly and tell me. In first case, we got hepatitis core M antibodies are positive and core G antibodies are negative. Surface antigen is there. Surface antibodies are not there. Then what will be the stage of infection? First one. Core M present, core G absent, surface antigen positive. Tell me the stage of infection, students, for first one. Try it. What will be the, what type of infection is first line? Can you tell me? Can you able to see this one? Can you see this PPT?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Tell me then. What type of infection is first line? Core M present, core G absent, surface antigen. So this indicates
simple carrier.
Yeah.
Simple.
is simple carrier or acute infection.
Simple, sir. Acute infection, because in
Acute
simple carrier
infection.
IgG is present, not IgM.
Very good. In simple carrier, G will be present actually. Yeah, good. So G will core G will present in simple carrier. So this is an acute infection. First one. Yes, sir. So first one is correct only. Yes, sir. So first one is acute infection. Very good, students. Nice interpretation. Even I too don't know anything. This is new for me. Then come with the second line. So in second line, we have, what is this? Core M is negative. Core G is negative. Surface antigen positive. Surface antibody negative. Okay, what type of infection is this? I think early infection.
Highly
Highly infectious. Super carrier maybe. Let us see who is this candidate. Early acute infection. Okay, acute in acute also we have two types. Early means within 1 to 2 days. Okay, this can be seen in needle stick injury. So you are working in the lab. Okay, you are working in the lab and suddenly you pricked yourself with the infectious virus. So that is why immediately use of antigen. Or also there is one more thing. Immediately after vaccine, you took vaccine, surface, antigen as a vaccine, and you went for lab test. Even in on the first or second day of vaccine, or after first or second day of infection, we may see this pattern. Will you agree with me or not? This can be seen in acute infection or in vaccine also. I took today hepatitis vaccine and I went to lab test. At that time, I can able to find a surface antigen in my blood rather than antibody, because antibody it will take some 7 weeks, no, 2 to 3 weeks to get it. So yes, understood, right? My second interpretation. So in acute infection, early acute infection, we can find only surface antigen. And the first one is maybe it's been 1 week. After 1 week, that is why the patient developed, not 1 week, after 5 days, patient may develop IM antibodies. Okay. Then what is this third line? Negative. Okay. Core M are negative, core G are positive. Okay, this is a past infection only, most probably. And as antigen is not there. Okay. G is positive. Answer. Then this is past infection, right?
Sir, in past
yes,
infection,
Past infection only. What about chronic infection? What will be the scenario? In chronic infection, we must see surface antigen again, actually, because a virus will be released again. So this is past infection only. So third line indicates past infection. See, resolved acute hepatitis B infection.
Yes,
Why
sir,
they?
because in past infection, surface and envelope antibodies both are present with IgG core antibody.
Yes. And why they are saying acute resolved? That means past acute HBV infection. Why they said it as acute, resolved acute? Okay. Maybe presence of C IgG only. Actually, this is past infection only. Leave it. This is past infection, correct only. Then coming to the fourth line. In fourth line, we can see that patient don't have M antibodies, G antibodies, but he has surface antibodies. This is vaccine, definitely. The
Vaccination.
fourth line is vaccine only. Let us see. Not infected. This is prior vaccination. See, after vaccination, this pattern can be seen. Then what is this last one? Not at all infected. If he is not infected, then everything will be 0. Okay, negative, negative, negative. That means he didn't even took vaccine, it seems. Okay, so no vaccine candidate will be like this. Last and final, students, core M is negative, core G is positive. That indicates past infection. Surface, oh, currently, okay, this is a chronic infection, or this guy can be a ongoing infection only, reactivated infection. He can be either a chronic infector, that means he can be either simple carrier or super carrier.
A simple carrier.
Super
Sim-
carrier.
Simple only because super carrier we don't have the data of envelope antigen here, so we don't know. Anyway, this last candidate will be a carrier, either simple or super. He is a carrier. Okay, let us see. Yeah, chronic carrier only. Chronic hepatitis B infection carrier.
Yes.
Yeah, he is a infectious carrier only,
Yes.
either simple or chronic. Very good. So now you can understand, right, how to interpret hepatitis B test, lab test.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. See, rather than
Yes, sir.
bothering about viral replication, pathogenesis, classification, morphology, we as a lab technicians, our first priority is interpreting the tests, interpreting the report. So let us focus on these aspects of our studies hereafter. Let us try to see all topics from the perspective of lab diagnosis. It will give more information to us, right? Obviously, there is a need of understanding basics in the other virology, but let us try to stick on to the lab diagnosis. Okay. So I hope this is all about your hepatitis B rapid test, students. So this is how a rapid test will be conducted. No matter whatever the test is, the procedure is very simple. Forgot about the principle, those things. You will have a card, you will add a drop of blood, you will add a buffer. Then you will wait for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, you will get visible lines. Ensure that control almost get positive. In rapid test, control must get positive. Irrespective of your test results, test result can be negative or positive. That's we need not to bother about test report, but we always must get positive in control. The control line must always be positive in order to validate the test. That reason I already discussed. Control will always get positive because control already have uh, the desired target antigen. Patient target antigen we already keep in the control line. It can be antigen or it can be antibody. So control must get positive in all rapid GARD test. So this is all about hepatitis, students. Tomorrow we can discuss about HIV, how to interpret a HIV viral rapid test. So for that also I will discuss like this only. First I will tell the stages of HIV infection and types of markers released by HIV. Then it's a rapid test diagnosis. Any more doubts in hepatitis so far? I hope not.
No, sir.
No, sir. No, sir. No
Yes?
doubt.
No doubts. Uh, if any one of you have doubt means kindly go through the notes once. Kindly, overview it. Then it will be clear to you. Okay. So I will download your attendance now. See, Avi
Sir,
Nehra.
please share this
Varun.
lecture.
Definitely, I will keep in YouTube also. YVNM. Today's date is 02. I think Arun, Avi Nehra, they are not joining classes regularly, and I will take action on them definitely. So thank you very much, students. You can leave.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.